Hi Capricorn, welcome to your week ahead reading from Born Without Boundaries for the week of September 8th through the 16th. These are general energies. I'm not going to be specific in romance. If you want the specific romance reading and a deeper dive using tarot, that's the link below. After you finish watching this video, you can click over and head on over to Vimeo. This reading, we're going to spend about 20, 25, maybe 30 minutes together talking about the general energies and perhaps some sort of conflicts, but also solutions for this week, specifically for you, Capricorn. I use oracle cards for this reading. This is my absolute favorite deck. Hands down, the deck that I feel most attached to, which is why I use it for the zodiac sign readings. It is by Colette Baron Reed, and it's called the Spirit Animal Oracle. A lot of readers use this deck, actually. It's a very popular deck. It's fun, it's playful, and it's absolutely beautiful. So how are you guys doing this week, Capricorn? How are you feeling? I feel like there is this feeling of, oh shit, I'm happy. That, if that makes any sense to you at all, and I think it will. Oh shit, I'm happy. This feeling of what happens when I'm actually happy? What do I do with being happy? How do I handle being happy? Happy what? Wait. Trying to find a way to work through happy, trying to find a way to control happy, trying to find a way to essentially apply your old techniques to your new situation. Now, those old techniques for working hard, in fact, trying very hard to make, like working hard or not feeling like you're working enough, like having a very difficult time relaxing, this feeling of it has to be difficult. So if it's not difficult, it must not be real, or it must not be working, or I must not be able to trust it. And ask yourself that question, Capricorn. Has that worked for you? And where has it gotten you thus far? And how is happiness going? Like, how is your happiness coming through with energy, with decision-making energy such as that, right? The cards that have come out for you first, most of them are reversed, which with oracle cards doesn't necessarily mean anything bad, but it does tell me that there's an energy shift and there's a delay. So the wombat spirit, be at home. Perhaps you're traveling a lot this week, or perhaps you've been out and about and so busy you haven't gotten a chance to be at home, relax, and just enjoy quiet time for yourself. Take a leap of faith. There is hesitation here. There's a feeling, just when I was talking about the channeled message, there's a feeling of not trusting this newfound happiness. And I do feel, so let's review. I do feel that there's been this surge of release, relief, happiness, enjoyment, pleasure, something that you've always been waiting for, you've actually gotten. The readings for a couple of weeks ago were really breakthrough readings. But now there's this, what do we do with it? And I think there's a subverted tendency to, how do we make it interesting? How do I keep it interesting? If it's not difficult, do I feel challenged enough to actually still pay attention to this? Then it's inevitably going to fall apart and wreck. And once again, I'm going to be alone, or I'm not going to have the job that I want, or I'm going to lose this money. Whatever degree of fortune whatever bit of fortune you've come upon in these past few weeks, there is this tendency toward not trusting the happy. But listen, listen very closely. It's not because it's not really reliable or that you're actually suspicious of whatever the other party is, whether it be work or finance or relationship. It's because subvertedly, you have a tendency to get bored if things aren't challenging. If things aren't difficult, you run out, there's a lack of focus there for you. And so you will go and find something that is interesting. And sometimes what that does is, and I'm only saying this because two of these cards are reversed, right? Sometimes what that does is communicate to the other party that they're not good enough for you, especially in romantic relationships, that they're not exactly everything that you wanted or everything that you need, or even that you're just losing interest and you're getting bored, and maybe you're getting worried that you're going to get bored because you don't recognize that relief and happiness and peace, it is okay to just be quiet. It is okay to sit in silence with a significant other and just enjoy their company as you watch a movie or a television show, as you cook a meal. It is okay. And I think that this is a decompression period. Number one this week is, the challenge of this week is, how do I decompress? Now, maybe some of you have avoided decompression by finding an escape, I have to work late tonight, so I can't go out on a couple of dates with you. Or I'm going to throw myself into a new project as well as work my full-time job. Now I'm getting back to that sensation of I'm going to exhaust myself. Because my whole life I have felt the only way for me to be appreciated and be progressive and be successful is to be accompanied by that feeling of being overworked, exhausted, and underappreciated. So there's this shift in this perception this week, Capricorn, of yourself and where your value is coming from. And this questioning of the self in terms of, do I always want to feel like, is the rest of my life going to be in the energy of overworked, always exhausted, feeling like I'm never getting anywhere? Not even celebrating my own victories. I could be the CEO of a company and be making $10 million a year or more, not including bonus, and still feel like I'm underappreciated, undervalued, and I have to work harder. When is the time when you let yourself relax, unwind, and be? I feel like you've gotten into a situation recently where you are actually, oh my God, holy crap, loved for who you are and appreciated and respected for who you are. And there's this tendency toward that self-sabotage behavior of insisting on that old feeling back and doing all the things that will get that old feeling back, even though all those things will actually interfere with and maybe cut off the new happiness that's there for you and wanting to come in. Because what you have to do to hold on to, or excuse me, not hold on to, because this is Born Without Boundaries. We don't stay stuck here, right? We're always making moves and making progress. But making progress can be a silent work. It can be that appreciation of being appreciated, of actually acknowledging your own accomplishments and really just appreciating yourself and allowing the happiness to happen to you, right? We have this card here, Nightingale. Love is all around. You're swimming in an abundance of love. But there's a fear. These are all earth cards. These are all very grounded green energy, which tells me, A, they have a lot to do, excuse me, they have a lot to do with the heart chakra, which is opening up that heart space, which is a space of faith. It's a space of vulnerability. It's a space of trust. And those things are very big challenges to you, especially the vulnerability part, Capricorn. You don't like being vulnerable. And so you will create situations where, excuse me, my throat is still a little wonky. Would it be a video from Born Without Boundaries if I didn't cut in with a wonky here and there? I don't think so. So there is still this, it's a heart space of basically a region that you don't excel at trusting, right? You're more thought and action. So that's either that's your base chakra. I'm losing the words. which is all about action and fire and energy and fuel, and also your thoughts, right? Your decision making. It's all about progress, but what about all the stuff in between? So it's really getting in touch this week with that center space. Remember that heart chakra is at the center of our chakras, and it is asking us to balance out those other two. I think this goes right along with the daily reading. Please do hop over and watch that if you can. I'll attach it to the end of this video, of a struggle this week with finding a balance and striking the balance between those emotions, those aspects of yourself, how much you want to be happy, but then what do you need to feel happy? What is it honestly that you need to feel happy? Is it a recognition that love is just all around you and you can enjoy yourself and be light? This is also a bird, so it's also like an air sign. It's also an air energy of being light, resting on something, enjoying yourself, listening and receiving, like being on the receptive end of something that is musical, of something that is powerful and yet passive, right? It's receptive energy. To be on that very feminine receiving side of things. You don't have to be female, but it's about being on that very feminine energy, receptive side of things this week. For those of you who are struggling and still feel lost and alone, this is a message that love is all around you. And it's almost that you've gotten so comfortable, if I dare say comfortable, in this feeling of this, in this place of not trusting and not allowing and thinking that you have to be overworked and always be out charging, pounding that pavement. You've gotten really comfortable here. This has actually become what you have at your heart. It's something that you trust. It's something that you enjoy. And yet it's cutting you off from those higher energies of being happy, of being healthy, of being in the moment and letting yourself be. And I feel like you have these opportunities now to be very happy, to sing and be free and celebrate and be celebrated, right? But it's this difficulty with accepting that energy and allowing it to happen to you and to be inside of yourself. And so, like I said in the beginning, is how do I deal with happiness? Right? Like how the downside to happiness, like what do I do with it once it's here? And it's this challenge for you to do nothing, to just allow it to be here and allow it to happen to you, and to work every day on clearing out that heart space, clearing out the blockages, almost like the packages that you've put in front of it just so you'll have something to do. If you want to really have something to do, trust in meditation, especially this week, where you're trying to balance that energy and that brain and the decision making, and balance that out by giving focus to that central energy inside of you that wants to receive, that doesn't always have to be producing. You're a cardinal sign, right? You're one of the most energetic of the cardinal signs. You and Aries are constantly looking for work, constantly looking to do, and identifying your self-worth based on how much you do and how much you can produce. But Capricorn, in this situation, your productivity is actually being curtailed by the lack of allowing abundance to come in when it's there for you. And it is there for you, but the struggle this week is not allowing it to come in, of almost fighting against being happy because you don't recognize that space. You don't recognize that feeling of, what is this feeling? This is odd. I don't feel like I can be productive here. I don't think that my life can be productive in this space. Even if you're one of those Capricorns who are experiencing everything that they've ever wanted. You know, like dreams coming true, a job that finally came in, clearing out your old space, moving into a new house, getting rid of debt, like finally being done with it, meeting a new person that's come into your life, which is very, very difficult for you because now that is definitely 100% requiring you to trust and give over. And now you're worried, well, what if they don't like me? Or what if I get bored with them? Like I just said, because you have sort of mistaken the energy of receiving, that passive yin energy of reception, as laziness, not doing anything, not being productive, not being appreciated. This is not how I'm loved. But it is how you're loved. It is a beautiful energy, and it is actually, if you think about it, Capricorn, hard work for you to allow. So it's really your greatest challenge yet is coming this week in just allowing the abundance to come in and trusting this new energy, this new feeling of not being stressed out, not worrying when you come home if everything is going to be done. Not making a decision that the burdens are all on you and you have to figure it out for everybody. May be able to trust this new person and saying that I don't need to talk or be clever every time I'm in their presence. I can just let them hold me and it's all going to be okay. I can just be across the table from somebody and sitting in silence, and I don't have to come up with something clever or intelligent to say. I don't have to do anything but be in this moment and be present right now. Now that is 100% going to be a huge challenge for you, Capricorn. We'll go into, over on Vimeo, I'll go into a little bit more of what where these challenges are coming from, as well as what to do about them. But here we have some suggestions coming up right here. Act as if. So this is challenging you. Act as if. Act as if. This is my fake it till you make it card, right? This is that energy of, first of all, shedding skin. Shedding your old skin that you used to wear, that you felt you had to wear in order to be protective, right? In order to fit in and blend. And now you're shedding that. You're shedding that skin and you're letting your very unique qualities shine out. You're dissembling who you used to think you had to be, and you're finally coming into this space of, this is who I am, and I'm actually really comfortable with it and comfortable in the public and being present in it. It's also this energy of fake it till you make it, trusting. I get it. I understand. Like, you're maybe your leg is shaking. I could feel it. Your leg is shaking under the table, or maybe you're tapping. There's this nervous energy running through you, but that's okay. That's okay. That still, maybe that's just your conduit for right now. Be across the table from somebody. Pretend right now that you're comfortable in this situation, so that you can continue to allow the situation to happen, and that you can have practice within this situation instead of trying to proactively do something to change the situation so that you go back to where you feel comfortable, which is not where you were happy. So this is the energy, chameleon spirit of fake it till you make it. You don't feel comfortable in it right now, but do you eventually? Do you want to be comfortable in this relationship? Are there any signs of it being unhealthy? Are there any signs of this new job laying you off like your other two did? Are there any signs of that happening? No? Okay, then, even though I'm still nervous, and even though I'm still having trouble trusting, I'm going to make the decision to fake it till I make it and pretend that I'm comfortable in this circumstance. This is not a call to ignore actual red flags. If there are actual red flags that are rising, this is not the advice for you. The advice for you then would be to confront them and believe them. But that's the struggle this week, isn't it? Is believing that this is real, that this new circumstance, that this less stressful, more relaxed, what do you mean I don't have to work that hard energy is real. That's the real challenge today. You're having red flags go up because it's not what you're used to, but what you're used to is not what brought you that fulfillment and happiness. And so it's learning how to accept and trust this new energy. And maybe right now you have to fake it till you make it. Just be like, okay, at least I'm staying in the room. At least I'm going to try a second date. And, I'd actually like you to say something more than just at least too, because I don't want you getting in the habit of at least, or just accept. How about that? How about we do that, Capricorn? We accept this week. Okay. I'm not comfortable, but this is interesting. This is new. I can find things in front of me to be fascinated by, even if it is all of these new feelings or this discomfort inside of me. Let me see first, so you can be active, internally active. Let me take stock of the room. Am I in a dangerous situation? Am I in a situation where everybody's not I can't trust anybody? Okay, I can. I'm not in that situation. Actually, I'm in a very beautiful situation. This all looks really good. And you're waiting for something to jump out of the closet, but there's no closet in the room. There's no need for those fears. Once you've cleared all that, surveillance and seen that there is really no need to fear, that, oh my God, what's floating around me and energy this week is actually love. And I just saw 2112 hit the timing underneath. And what that's telling me, Capricorn, is mirror. It's almost like you're in an upside down world, but this world, from Stranger Things, but this upside down world is actually the nice world. It's like your world, you've gotten so used to living in the upside down, you think that's normal. And now you're like, what is this sunshine? What is this fresh air? It's kind of like that energy this week of being challenged to continue that flow of goodness and abundance that is all around you and wants to happen to you by focusing on one thing at a time. Maybe getting used to the sound of silence. Maybe getting used to somebody making dinner for you. Maybe getting used to, only having an 8-hour workday instead of having to push for 16, but you're actually making more money. That's the energy that you want to work through this week so that you can keep that energy flowing because, this is actually what you want. It is. You actually want to be able to enjoy your life and have time for friends and family and relationship building and fun because you do like to have fun, Capricorn, and you do like things that are pleasurable. You like to be at parties. You like to enjoy yourself and go dancing. And now you have more time to do it and you're like, wait, what? So this is like the discomfort of being happy. And you will figure out a way through. I promise you. By the end of this week, we can make a list because Friday the 13th, God bless it, is a full moon in Pisces. And it's our opportunity to really let go of those old ways of being, those old energies that worked for us for so long, more as a defensiveness than as a reality, and let in, finally cast it away and give ourselves space and time to let all those new energies in of just being able to enjoy ourselves in the moment, relax, and holy shit, yes, there is more happiness waiting for you. If you'd like to join me over on Vimeo, please click the link below, or I will see you guys next week.